All right, game 4 here. This is Great versus Violet. Both relatively new players. Violet even greener than Great is. Violet has, well, I mean, I think Great has played a little bit better since his career started. And Violet, not so much, to be honest. But we'll see what happens here. Neither player, I would say, is a gigantic favorite in this matchup. And there is, of course, this is Violet on the left side, and that means Great is going to be on the right side. This is a Protoss versus Zerg on Heartbreak Ridge. Violet about 50%, 49%. Great 52%. So both players have been playing all right, and both have played about 50 or 60 games. Yeah, Great 60 games and about 50 for Violet. So pretty evenly matched up in terms of statistics, and we'll have to see playstyle. I do like Great's play. Great for Samson Khan. I do like his play. He is a pretty meticulous Zerg player. He is Samson Khan's one decent Zerg, and certainly that is an important thing to have, a decent Zerg, by the way. KTF used to have a very good Zerg. I believe his name was Luxury, otherwise known as Practice. Unfortunately, he is no longer with them. No one knows what happened to him, but he's been replaced by an animatronic robot created in Korea, who looks like Luxury, but doesn't play StarCraft. It's actually just pretends to play StarCraft. It moves its hands randomly on a mouse and keyboard. Anyway, it looks like we're going to see a overpull here. Or, yeah, it looks like an overpull. Coming from Great on the right side. And this is going to put a little bit of early pressure here against Violet. Violet, I've seen play some interesting games. One elimination race game I did with Rise. I forgot who it was against, though. Against 4GG, I think, maybe? I don't know. But I haven't really watched many of his games otherwise. And we're going to see how he does in this game. Great having some troubles putting down his hatchery. So nice harass there by this guy, Violet. And this is so important. I mean, Bisu excels at this, but man, Violet doing a great job there, actually. He is really seriously hampering Great's economy, actually, by doing that. That is huge, especially when Great's going for a overpull into expansion. So that was a nice move there. And he also is actually comfortable putting down Forge Nexus Cannon, even though he's facing an overpull, because correctly he suspects that there's not going to be 6 lings. It's only 2 lings so far, so he's not even going to need to put up a cannon relatively, 2 cannons. He might even cheap out with just 1 cannon, so he is picking up a slight advantage, and as Klazart likes to say, these slight advantages make the difference on the pro level, and I tend to agree with him on that. Yeah, it's only 2 lings coming from Great, so Great is also going to play relatively economically, although he is getting a relatively early gas also. He doesn't even have a 3rd hatch up, so possibly this is going to be a 2-hatch gas build, although it looks like he is going to expand again, maybe just gas before his 3rd hatchery. But this means he could go for a fast lair with all the potential of a Mutalisk Rush or a Lurker Rush. Or something silly like that. On the other hand, it could just be for speedlings. We're going to have to see what he does, but he first has to take care of this probe here. It might take forever, because if that probe is well managed, if that's a Bisu probe, then it can stay there until speed comes, although it is taking a number of hits. Bisu would never allow that to happen. Oh man, actually this is not a Bisu probe anymore. It's becoming a backhoe probe. Oh wait, no, but those lings decided to go on strike now. No, finally they're chasing. Are they going to be able to get it? Violet, stay alive, man. Violet is, I think he spotted a lair, though, so a pretty fast lair there. Although, since the 3rd base is up, that leads me to think that he's not going to go for, straight up Mutalisk Rush or something like that. Usually, that's just off of 2 bases. We could be seeing afterward possibly a Lurker attack, or maybe this is just his version of standard opening into the 5-hatch. A lot of possibilities, of course, and this probe now is acting quite smartly. It is going to get away for quite a long time, and it might even see the new base on the top location. And this is the problem when you don't go for speed, and when you only go for 2 lings. That scouting probe is going to stay alive forever unless you get very lucky. There is a Stargate going up. That's going to allow Violet to basically scout the entire time. Now that's very important. Bisu, of course, is the master of that. I mean, in a lot of games, he'll go straight from scouting probe to Corsair in the base. He won't even have a moment where he's not seeing what the Zerg's going on, and that allows him a gigantic advantage in picking his builds and saving on things like cannons. For example, if he knows you're not going for a Mutalisk Crush, he doesn't need cannons around his Nexus, and that's huge. It's part of the edge that he has on other players who don't have such good pro micro. Looks like Speedlings are out, but Bygrade's not choosing to buy a high number of them. He's not going to go for any late run buy or anything like that. He is going to catch a probe, though, in transition. Bygrade has gone for a Spire, by the way, and meanwhile we're seeing the beginning of a Sair Templar build from Violet. There is a 4th hatch, I believe, and a 2nd gas. So we'll see if this is a 5-hatch build. Probably will be some form of a macro Zerg build. So a standard opening here from both players at this point. A lot of Lings, but that front door is well constructed, and I don't think those Lings are going to do much, if anything. And yeah, we haven't seen that much other tech, though. It's just been a Spire so far. There's the 5th hatchery, by the way. So we're going to see some Scourge, and there's a Den. So probably not Mutalisks, but definitely Scourge, though. Take care of the Corsairs. There's the Templar Archives. Violet has not really built much of an army, but that's standard for this build. And, you know, I really have not seen that much of Great's Zerg versus Protoss either, nor have I seen much of Violet. So this is going to be interesting to see how much they play conventionally or if they play creatively. And here is the Corsair. Oh, getting hit once. Is it going to get killed off by Great chasing? I mean, KTF just needs somebody to win here. Violet or Luxury. And Violet, oh man, Violet losing a Corsair. That's not good. That's a little bit of a mistake, in fact, I would say. Usually it does not occur. And with just 2 Scourge like that, usually you have to get some kind of sandwich to kill off a Corsair, but in this case not. There is Violet, though, moving out, trying to take some revenge here with his 4 Zealots. A lot of gateways going up. Probably can get some speed lots and High Templar and then play on from there. There's a standard build, by the way, of the... Oh my! Wow, this is going to be a weird, unconventional build. That is a Dark Archon Rush. Don't know what it's going to be for. I'm going to have to guess it's for Maelstrom. But man, that is an odd build. Violet trying to be creative here, trying to show off maybe, get some screen time. But we're going to see if this works. It could be exciting, though. Certainly, I don't think Great has any idea this is coming, so maybe it would be useful against... I mean, I gotta think it's most useful against clumped Mutalisks, actually. If you can get yourself 1 Maelstrom off, that could kill the entire army. Against Hydralisks, not so much. I mean, they don't clump that closely. And you really would rather have just Psionic Storm against Hydralisks. Than that. And they're not going to work well against Lurkers either. I mean, they're going to be able to Maelstrom some Lurkers, but so what? They're so large, and Maelstrom's radius of effect is so small that it's just not going to be an effective composition here. So I'm not sure about what he's doing. And also, he's going for Archons. And there's only 1 Mutalisk, so this is, you know, maybe he was faked out or something. But this is not a good build here, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to see a good build, this don't watch this anymore. Close your eyes to what Violet's doing. By the way, that is a good construction on the upper right. That is the standard construction of the expansion there, with 2 hatcheries, an evolution chamber, and a sunken in the middle. It seems what all Zergs have done on the pro scene. That certainly is a good wall. Violet might lose a 2nd Corsair here. This is just sloppiness. We'll see. Corsair getting chased around here. And bunch of Lurkers now coming. Oh man, this is not the build that Violet was hoping would happen. He cannot be happy about seeing Lurkers, because he is far from getting anything to counter Lurkers. I mean, he doesn't even have Sonic Storm, appears. So, oh, he's going to try to do another Pimpus play here. Attacking his own Zealot. This is a strategy you can use to kill off. What is going on? Is that a stop Lurker? Oh, very clever there, but more clever coming from Violet. What's going on here is we're seeing... That was pretty clever. Stop Lurkers on purpose to prevent the trick from being done by Great. So both players play creatively there. But it looks like by Great doing some damage on the front. I don't think it's going to be enough, though, to really do anything. But that might help him do enough. That is a large army, and it has some Hydralisks in there, and there's no Storm to be seen. Not even a single High Templar. And this army is not very well suited against this type of composition of Lurkers, Lings, and Hydras, I mean, Archons are not your friend in that case. Archons are not good against Lurkers at all. So he's going to have to rely partially on those photon cannons. And he's also scouted this new base, though, at the top. That's going to help him a little bit.